YouTube. This is Corey. After the soil, what's next? Well, we've established some general parameters for soil. The pot choice is fine-tuning this artificial environment. It's a smaller influence, but still has an impact. Customization, right? Same thing for your pot choice. Use your intuition. Pots can balance out your plant or throw your plant off balance. The reality is the less obvious or substantial potential issues, they will still influence the result. The soil is the environment of the plant. To that logic, the pot is the environment to the soil. You, the person, are creating an artificial environment and may overlook this factor. Let's break down the choices to view as general data, pros and cons of the materials chosen. The comparisons we should factor in are breathability, moisture retention, durability, stability, weight, and temperature regulation. Pot materials, let's say plastic, ceramic, wood, terracotta, and fabric. What do I mean by fabric? So I actually learned about these. My brother has used them in the past, and the closest example I can give you right now, I don't have one, is something like this. Like a pond basket, right? Maximum aeration, very permeable. When I say plastic, obviously, something like those. Terracotta, well, hold on. Naturally, breathability and moisture will contrast each other. Having high breathability will create a low moisture environment. Low porosity will retain humidity. For newcomers, terracotta pots are inexpensive, regulate temperature, even while in direct sun. It's a porous material, meaning it breathes, and therefore has low moisture retention. They wick moisture. It's a visual gauge when to water. Right? And if I can give you an example here, is a terracotta pot. This is also a terracotta pot, and this one's dry and this one's wet. So when I say it wicks moisture, it pulls it from the inside onto the outside, and air and sunlight as well as heat will help to reduce the moisture in that pot. Essentially, choosing an unglazed, high-fired clay pot will actually create further aeration to your artificial environment beyond the soil alone. This adjustment to your substrate, or rather consideration to your mix, can complement the plant's environment further. By terracotta, I'm referring to an unglazed pot, and by ceramic, I will be referring to a glazed pot. Ceramic would be something like this. Has a coating on it, right? So, yes, I know, even though both terms can technically be used interchangeably for either, terracotta is naturally heavier than plastic, providing better stability overall, which may also help anchor your pot further from wind. If you have bigger plants, maybe factor this in. Ceramic is heavier than terracotta, and the coating actually prevents breathability. So that is the main difference between the two, and as such, may be less suitable for conifers. Now, it is worth mentioning this coating on ceramic also protects the pot further from freeze-thaw cycles affecting potential longevity of the pot, and also reflects heat from the pot, making it a better barrier for warmer climates. As a clarification, it doesn't protect the plant necessarily from cold. Nonetheless, the coating may protect the pot itself further from the freeze-thaw cycles. Using these examples as reference, plastic pots are more affordable, easier to store, as you can see, much lighter, though they're not permeable, meaning they will trap moisture inside. As for temperature, you will probably also insulate heat from escaping your pot. If left in direct sun, there's a chance you may cook your roots. In short, caution when using for conifers. Otherwise, keep an eye on that overall heat and consider these pots may need less water. We're talking about plastic here, and I definitely suggest you have some laying around somewhere. They're better than no pot, and they're easier to store. You don't know when you're going to get a new tree. You may need something temporary or just general grow out. Now, I don't have an example for this material. I'm going to be making some in the future. Wooden pots. I think they sit somewhere in the absolute middle ground. They breathe to some extent, though not as much as terracotta, but more than plastic. Therefore, they're also in the middle ground for moisture retention. Balance is wood's X factor. I see plenty of my favorite bonsai channels using pond baskets, and you guys always hit the same issue. Substrate falling through, sometimes no drainage holes at the bottom, or you guys have to modify them by drilling some. So my brother actually uses these, I don't know what they are, they're like canvas pots. They're an actual pot made out of fabric, and it's essentially the same idea, right? Maximum aeration for having a pot, almost like the plant's not wearing anything. One concern I've noticed, there's no legs on these, including the fabric pots. If you could elevate them easily enough off the ground, that would maximize the aeration for having a pot. But, I guess it has somewhat of a duality. It's a pro plus a con. With maximum aeration, maybe allowing the pot to wick moisture from the base, maybe somewhat of a failsafe to help sustain what little moisture persists. In conclusion, many of these factors can be pros or cons. Awareness, however, should help. And just in case you want to reference some of these pieces of data, I did write up a small little chart here. Hopefully you guys can see that. So if you can, take a screenshot of that for your personal reference. But hey, thank you. I appreciate your time today. And I'm glad I got a somewhat short video out, But yeah, bye for now, YouTube.